Deanna Piros is actually a WOAMTEC member. And tell everybody, Deanna, who you are and what you do.
I'm Deanna Piros with Grab the Goods. I own this advertising display board company right here and took that over about 3 years ago. It is 15 years old, and rebranded and did new logos, and actually just officially trademarked Grab the Goods.
Yay!
Yeah,
That's
very
awesome.
Excited. This attorney here handled it.
Oh, Susan Mealy. We love Susan Mealy.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
she's great.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much for coming back. And today we're going to focus on your marketing model, the 5 steps to success. So let's start by last segment. And if you didn't see the December show, I would encourage you to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our WOAMTEC channel on YouTube, or go to WOAMTEC.com and click Entrepreneurial Education, and you can see all of our business or all of our WOAMTEC live segments as well. But the December segment really focused on finding out your demographic. You know, so many people are just trying to find a client that they're not really focused. Like Jennifer was just really good about saying, you know, my primary demographic is people between 35 and 50. Most of the time they're women, and they're women who are going through major life changes. So she's identified who her target audience is. They're people in Central Florida because they have to come to her. And she's identified the age, she's identified the most prominent gender, and she's identified, you know, the life change. So somebody that's just had a baby, somebody that's just going through a divorce, somebody, you know, that has a kid going off to college and is ready to say, hey, it's time for me to focus on me again. So that's a very specific demographic, which is important. But what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk a little bit more about the marketing model that is behind.
Yes.
What do you do once you find that demographic?
Absolutely. So we're talking about, we did the target last month, and now we're going to be looking at the benefits sought. So we're going to be a little bit Valentine-y today, and we already know that we're going to be targeting women when we sell this. Okay?
Or very strange men.
Whole nother topic. So the benefits sought, we need to determine that. What's the benefit in a bra that's lacy, and we got from Victoria's Secret? Is it to support? I doubt it. For this one, this is more about the marriage and pleasing your husband. Your next one would be a strapless bra.
Okay.
The benefits sought is that it's strapless and I can wear it for my evening gowns. Then we have our other bra that we have that the benefit sought is going to be that I can do multiple things with this. This one I can change the straps, etc. So can your product deliver? What is the benefit sought by the end user, by the consumer? What do they want from your product? So each one of these bras, I want something different. But it's still the same target. We're all targeting women and a certain demographic, a certain age group. So we're looking at the benefits sought.
I think that's really important because I think so many businesses, they either have a skill or they come up with a product or they come up with a service based upon their past experience, and they don't really think about, am I delivering what the consumer wants? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because if you just create a bunch of policies, if you just create a bunch of procedures and you're not taking the end consumer use in mind, you can gain a customer, but keeping them is going to be a challenge, you know.
And can you deliver? Can you deliver what you want to promise? If you're a maid service, I need my house clean, but on what level are you going to deliver for me? So when you put yourself out there in the marketplace and you have a business and you have a service or you've got a product, you've got to be sure that you can deliver. For instance, this is a bark off. I have a chocolate lab right now that is going through a howling phase. And I need this to work. I need it to deliver. Right now it's not working. It's not delivering for me. In fact, I think there's a short. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's not curing the howling like I thought it was going to do. And this is a $65 piece of equipment, and it's not delivering. So my benefit sought is I need the dog to stop howling. I need this to prove itself. I need the neighbors to be happy with me, and they're not. So the product has got to deliver. So we also need to look at the benefit sought by the consumer. What is it that I need from you and your product or your service?
Okay, I think that's
important
terrific. And you know, I think that once you identify what is it that they need and how am I going to fill that need, because that's how a lot of great companies start. You know, somebody decides this is a need in the marketplace, I'm going to fill this need in the marketplace, and then the next thing you know, they get a patent and a trademark, you know, and get everything wrapped up. So once you do those things, then what do you have to analyze before you just start marketing?
Well, you also need to take a look at your competitive analysis, and this is very big. Even with Grab the Goods, I do not have a single competitor in this field. There are no other boards in the Central Florida area that do this. However, I have plenty of competition. I've got coupon books because we feature coupons here. I've got attorneys that advertise in major magazines, in including confident women. So I do have competition, but I have to determine what's my niche in the marketplace. So when we look at your competitive analysis, here's an example. We all love pizza. So with Little Caesars, the benefit sought by the consumer here is that it's hot and ready, says it is. It's a product that delivers. When you go in there, you can get it and you can go. It's quick, it's easy, and the other thing that's the benefit sought for this is that it is $5. So, but when we're talking about our competitive analysis, there are so many pizza companies around the United States. You've got Pizza Hut, you've got Papa John's, you've got Little Caesars, but each of these have a different niche. Each of them appeal to the marketplace in a different way, but competitively, you've got to carve out your niche. So you could be a maid service company. You can be, like with Jennifer, you've got products that you can feature, but which one of these are going to deliver in a way that's competitive so that you carve it out? What we call that is kind of guerrilla warfare in the marketing place, is that we all might have a similar product, but what's going to differentiate us and make us competitive in this marketplace? So that's very important to know. You need to look at your assets. What do you have that your competitor does not have? What are your deficits? What can't I deliver? What am I not able to provide? I brought up maid service earlier. If you've got a maid service company and you want to differentiate yourself in the marketplace, how about we're going to be the only green clean team. Mm-hmm. Or you're a home remodeler. I do green remodeling. We have a WOAMTEC member that does that, and his whole theme is, I do it in green. I want you to save your money. I want you to get free from the power companies and from the dependency, and this is how I can help you do it, and this is how I differentiate my business in the marketplace.
I think that's huge, and then making sure that there's a long-term strategy for that it's not just a short-term niche that you're filling, but it's a long-term strategy, that it's something that's sustainable, that you're going to be able to do over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
Because I see that with a lot of our members, that they may come out with I need to make money right now, so I'm going to come out with this product or service, and just the other day, somebody had a product service they were selling for $15. Well, they brought it to me, okay, delivered it, collected their $15, and that is not a long-term sustainable solution, because there's no way you can scale that to a large degree and be profitable if you're making less than minimum wage. You know what I mean? You'd be better off going and getting a job making minimum wage, because you'll at least know that you have guaranteed income coming in, consistently.
Absolutely.
So what are some other deficiencies that people might have in their business?
Well, let's say that we're going to look at your deficits, meaning if you are a news talk radio station, which I used to look at radio, you have, when I was the marketing director, one of our assets at the time was Dr. Laura. And Clear Channel bought her out. And then once she left, that now became a deficit. So how are we going to fill that deficit and now have a new asset? And that's when they picked up Neil Bortz. And this is years ago. Now Neil Bortz is a well-known character. Clark Howard was another one. Clark Howard he has his own television show. But he was a new product at the time, and that he had to come in and replace Dr. Laura, but he was a whole different talk radio. It was a different product, and he wound up becoming a great asset. But at the time, he was a deficit because he wasn't Dr. Laura. Absolutely. So when you think about what you do have to offer, you also need to think about what you don't have to offer. So
you can make wise decisions. And I think that larger companies or larger corporations, they have employee meetings, team meetings, managerial meetings, staff meetings. They have all of those things, and it forces you to collectively come together and kind of just brainstorm with one another to where you're able to say, okay, this is our deficit, this is what we're losing, this is our competitive advantage, and you're bringing minds together to do that. Solopreneurs, on the other hand, often get so stuck in their own little world that they're not seeing what other people might be able to see. They're not seeing what the customers may be feeling or how people might be reacting. So it's really important as a solopreneur out there to back up and to reassess, not only on an annual basis, it's February now, not only on what am I going to do for 2014, but also to consistently do it on a monthly, on a quarterly, on a every 6-month basis, whatever it may be, so you can continue to grow and reassess the situation.
Absolutely. In fact, you need to be doing this marketing model, all 5 steps. You need to do this every 6 months. when I was in radio, this was our 6-month plan. And this was about a 30-page report that we would go through, and we would sit down and we would do every one of these pieces, and we would define our target, redefine our target. We would define our position in the marketplace. So it's very important that you come back and take a look at your own product, your own services. I have to do it with Grab the Goods. In fact, one of the things that I've learned with the business cards is that there's no call to action. If there's no reason for them to grab the cards, then they're not going to take it, and my advertisers are not going to feel like they're getting a benefit. So I'm now having to re-strategize ways that we can have trackable success, that we can prove to you, our advertiser, that you're getting the results. And I'm looking at taking it to the next level, having trackable ways to do it, implementing the QR codes, doing more things for our clients. So even I, with Grab the Goods, have to step back and say, okay, right now it's a one-dimensional company because you've got the cards and that's it. But let's take it to the next level. Let's create a website for Grab the Goods where it's more interactive and I can track that. So you do really have to take the time to do this every 6 months. How am I doing? How am I in the marketplace? Am I being competitive? Am I actually delivering for my advertisers? So I have to look, am I actually delivering for you? My advertiser.
I think that's huge. And one of the things that I used to teach people in the photography industry was the importance of shopping your competition or sending somebody out to mystery shop your competition. And that's a good way that you can use your WOAMTEC members to do this. And I've got a couple of really smart members that have said, Kathleen, I want you to come in and shop my competition. I'm not going to tell my staff that you're coming. And just the other day, they gave me a couple of treatments at this one location. I went in, I had a massage, I had a facial. I wrote up a huge report on this is what I experienced. These are the things that I would suggest. These are the modifications I would make. And when you have somebody going in to look at the things that you grow blinders on. Absolutely. You know, it's something so simple as I heard Roy hand you his business card earlier saying, you know, tell me what you think about this business card. And we may see something that can be a game changer for you because you're so in it, you're so attached to it, you're not seeing something that can be so simple, you know, that is just a modification.
We do grow snowblind, where we just lose sight of what we're actually presenting. I consulted with a client last week who does a great job with his marketing. He gets it, but he has not even taken a look at what his weaknesses are on his website. Things that a sing-songy presentation and his video monologue. These are things that you just don't even pay attention to because you think, I got this.
Right.
Well, no, you don't got this. This is probably a 5-year-old website. Let's get back to this because this could be killing your business.
Absolutely. I think that's huge. And I know that we wanted to talk quickly about positioning and branding, everything that we say and everything we do. And we already spoke a little bit about, you know, your image is your brand, your business cards are your brand. We've done lots of segments on that. But what are some of the things that you feel are the most important with having people fall in love with your brand and with your business?
Falling in love with your brand is really important because it is everything you do. It is everything you say. And it's got to be something that you're confident in. You've got to be confident in your look. You've got to be confident in your logo. You've got to be confident in your printing and your advertising. You've got to really wrap your arms around it and say, I love this. And I love Grab the Goods. It took me a while to get there because I had to change the name 3 times.
Wow.
And I had to go through about 7 months worth of graphic design work to get to where we are today. So until I got to that point, I wasn't confident in my brand. I wasn't confident in the presentation. I wasn't confident in marketing and putting the things together out in the marketplace. So it is very important that you love your brand and that you are confident in the promotions that you're about to do. Now, of course, 2 things you need to know about your advertising and your promotion. Once you get to that place where you've defined your target, you know what the benefits are of your product, you've done your competitive analysis, now you've positioned and branded, now we need to talk about, all right, there are hundreds of ways to do marketing.
Absolutely.
Grab the Goods is just one way. But you've got several ways through WOAMTEC. You've got your business cards, you've got your magazine, you're doing several things. You've got your website, you've got your blog page, you've got this WOAMTEC Live. So you need to think about 2 things. When it comes to advertising and promotions, there are 2 ways to do it. There's a tactical way and there's a strategic way. Both of them are different, meaning strategic is just short-term, it's seasonal. It could be an outdoor event. It could be the Confident Woman Conference. That is a short-term advertising promotion. Now, a tactical one is something like grab the goods. It is a long-term plan. And when you do your advertising and promotion, you need to be doing both. You need to be taking opportunities that are presented to you in terms of, can I do this tactical promotion? Can I do this strategic promotion? You know, there's a time for advertising basketball, and then there's a time for advertising hockey. So you need to be thinking about, is this tactical and is this going to be strategic? So what is going to be the best use of my dollars? And then always have a tactical plan. You've got to be in the marketplace for a long amount of time and plan on it.
That's
Stick
awesome.
with it.